Hi guys, it's Anna from KRAV. I hope your time is not as challenging as we first perceived. So Corona is not kicking your ass basically. So many of you are in isolation, some because you're feeling absolute rubbish and some because it's because of the family members, some because you care about community. So well done, stay in there, but remember it's very, very important to look after yourself, after your health and after your activity, your body. So in this case, like your immune system is relying on healthy food, but also being active. So don't stay at home watching Netflix the whole day because it will affect you in a very, very negative way. So here are my 9 tips on training at home. Tip number 1. Don't get lost in options. There are millions and millions of workouts online. There's apps, there's loads of stuff. But if we get lost and start looking for the perfect workout, never get started. And that's the thing. I will tell you a secret. The best workout is the one you have done. So the one that you actually do is the best one. Done is better than perfect. Just start, just move, just go for a walk with the dog or go for a walk by yourself. Fresh air is great, but make sure that you don't get lost with the options. Tip number 2, very important, create a routine. If you have people at home with you, say that at, let's say 9 a.m. you are training. Make sure that they respect your boundaries so you have some routine. Otherwise, normally if you go to the gym, no one is bothering you, there's nothing attacking you, there's no DIY jobs to do, and you can actually have that time for yourself. At home, it's more difficult. You have to be disciplined. You have to demand that time for yourself because it's very important for your health, for your well-being, for your temper, because we get a bit angry and jittery when we don't actually exercise and don't move, and all that energy from the food is still in us. So make sure you prioritize your workout. You schedule it in the morning, because when you want something done, it has to be done in the morning. We'll never have time in the evening, or not never, but if you stay at home, there's always something that's popping in. So schedule it in the morning, make sure your family knows about it and they respect your time. Number 3, set process goals. So not like, oh, I'm going to lose a stone in the next 12 weeks when I'm sitting at home doing nothing. Because one, it's very difficult, and secondly, there's a lot of things that you cannot control. Maybe you will get ill, maybe you will feel like absolute shite, maybe you will actually not have enough activity and so on, and maybe you will not have enough vegetables and fruits and end up eating pasta all 12 weeks. So there are a lot of things you can't control, but so results in this case are quite unpredictable. But if you say, I am going to do 30 minutes of some kind of exercise every single day, that will keep you healthier, fitter, happier, but also then you know that by the end of it, if you continue that kind of routine, you are going to get results. You're going to be in a better shape. But it's not attached to, I'm going to run a marathon by the end of this 12 weeks when I'm stuck at home. So be kind to yourself and set process goals. What is achievable? What can you actually do? How much time can you actually commit to that? Number 4 is create a reward system. Make it fun, gamify it. Let's be honest, we're actually all kids inside and we want to feel that we've achieved something. Like there is some kind of reward at the end of this hard work that we call fitness. And a lot of people fail because they kind of go, okay, I'm going to reward myself with 10 donuts if I lose a pound. Make sure the reward system is not based on food or something like going on a binge for pizza, because that completely destroys all your hard work. But also, it's not creating good habits. It's about understanding how amazing your body feels when you're actually training, when you're moving. So think about rewarding system. Maybe now it's quite hard when everything's closed and you can't even shop, but it's great because then maybe by the end of it you're going to go to float. I absolutely love floating. It's amazing, makes you feel great and it's healthy. It's incredible for everything, for every system. Or for example, you're going to have a massage, and not like a brutal sport massage where you're crying. It's just like slightly more pleasant when you feel absolutely amazing, or something like that. You can also gamify it by competing with your friends. So have an app, or maybe do some kind of walks, do some kind of goal of steps and so on. So make it fun. Number 6. We're at number 6. Set mindful triggers. Now it sounds maybe a bit woo-woo with the mindfulness and stuff, but the mindfulness allows us, or basically being in the moment and seeing what's happening in our minds, in our body and so on, it allows us to create new habits. And this corona completely wiped out a lot of people's patterns of behavior. A lot of habits are out. You can't just go, buy your takeaway pizza and stuff at work. Like, there's a lot of potential for us to rebuild our life from scratch. So mindful trigger, what for example I have with my partner, is whenever we eat, before food, we sit down and we say one thing each that brings us joy that day. Like something that just like suddenly, for example, the weather is absolutely epic. And that moment, it's just like you bring attention to that thing. So with the food and training, the mindful trigger, it could be, for example, a rule that I used to do as well. When you're cold or bored, you move. So I absolutely love it when I'm sitting in my office and I'm not blasting on the heating, so it's pretty cold quite often. So whenever I'm cold, that means I need to move. And it's amazing because it's very good for my body, for my mind, and also it forces me to move when it is like, when I'm in the mode for like 8 hours sitting, editing some videos or something, and now I have this like feeling of cold, I actually go to move. So if you set that rule, when you're bored or cold, you move. Put the music on, shake that booty, have some fun, get warm again, and then you come back with that extra energy going flowing to your brain, and you can do more creative work. Another trigger, which would be cool, is for example, put a piece of paper on your fridge and write in a big bold capitals, what do I really want? Because quite often we compensate and we get this emotional food cravings because we compensate like lack of feeling great about ourselves, or or lack of something, or lack of connection and so on. And that moment when you see that writing just makes you think and go inside, like, what do I really want? What do I really need in this moment? Do I want to call my friend? Do I want to talk to someone? Do I want to exercise? Like, why am I grabbing this food? So that's very useful. And another thing on your cupboard with the sweet stuff, do I want it or do I need it? Because quite often, again, we are living this amazing world where everything is given to us. Well, not given, okay, but it's in the supermarket. We just grab it. We don't have to hunt for it. We don't have to work. Well, we do work, but we don't have to really like physically earn it, grow it, and so on from scratch. So it's very easy to just overeat and grab a lot of stuff, especially in that situation where we're stuck at home. So remember those triggers and use whichever one you want. That is quite cool. Number 7, tip number 7. So do what you enjoy. So again, like HIIT, high intensity intervals, are awesome, amazing. If you do any workouts like that, great. But then you might burn out quite quickly and also feel a bit like resistance towards the next workout. So do something that you love. Again, put the music on, get some rocky music, do some shadow boxing. What do you want to do? What do you enjoy doing? Oh yeah, you can't do swimming, go have a bath, pretend you're swimming. There's always a way to adapt, improvise, and overcome. And let's be creative with it. Tip number 8, and we're almost there. Be kind to yourself and your body. There is this kind of like, belief that everything needs to be really hard and really heavy in order to get no benefits, no pain, no gain, right? But actually the benefit that body is getting is actually from a gentle mobility, the fact that you're not sitting on your ass for a whole day. So do mobility, do some flexibility, move around. Walking is absolutely amazing. You don't have to kill yourself for an hour a day with high intensity intervals to get some results. Just be kind to your body and listen to it. If you feel any pains and so on, stretch it, move it, and be gentle. And tip number 9 is basically the most important. You are your own coach. So be empowered by this movement, because the thing is, you can now take responsibility for your own training, for your own health, for your own body, instead of giving that power away to someone else. Yeah, I'm a PT, I'm a coach, I'm a nutrition coach, I have all those qualifications and so on. And I always still say to people that they are in charge of their own health and of their own body. I can guide them, I can encourage them, but they are the bosses. You are your coach. Everything that you do now is going to give you results. That's it. Which results do you want? Do you want to be happier, healthier and fitter? Or do you want to, enjoy your Netflix and kind of like snacky food? It's up to you, and you have to be in charge, because now is the time to be empowered, to take responsibility and to realize how powerful you are, really, just one step at a time. So apply any of those tips. Hopefully anything helped you. Maybe there was like a ding, a bit of a light bulb going off, and it's like, oh, maybe that's the way. Just make sure that you don't burn yourself out. Be kind to yourself and appreciate this moment, because it's an opportunity for us to completely rebuild our lives. Have fun.